Hello! I am here today to answer some of the questions that I got in my Ask Anything post, which is still open, by the way. So if you want to leave a question for me, totally anonymous, you can head over. I'll put the link at the bottom of this post for you so you can ask any questions you want. I got a lot of really good questions, so I'm just answering some of them today, and I'll probably do another vlog, maybe a question and answer type post later. So I'm definitely not done answering questions, but I just picked a couple of these, some easier ones, some harder ones. So let's just get to it. Do you ever plan on moving from Oklahoma? Not at this time. Jordan was born and raised in Oklahoma. He loves it. He calls it God's country, and he would never want to move away. So at this point, we are not planning on moving from Oklahoma. However, this goes along well with another question, which was, if you didn't live in Oklahoma, where would you live? And I think I would say we would live in Texas, because that is where my family is. And we're just really not the kind of people that like to be far away from our families. So obviously, if God called us somewhere, it would be hard, but we would go. But at this point, we don't plan on moving from Oklahoma, but if we did, we would probably try to move to Texas, so then I can be a little closer to my family. So that is that. Okay, what does Jordan do for his job? Jordan is an electrician. I don't talk about this a whole lot on the blog, only because there's just not much to say about it. He's been working for the same company for about 10 years, and he is a licensed journeyman. Right now they're doing a lot of houses, so new buildings, new houses. He also does some commercial work sometimes for businesses, that kind of thing. He works normal hours, same I do, thereabouts. You know, he works 8 hours a day. He works during the day, and sometimes he has to work late depending on how many jobs they have and that kind of thing. And he works in all weather conditions. So if it's 20 degrees outside or 120 degrees, he's working. So sometimes that's hard on his body, and he has to crawl in attics and stand on ladders and that kind of thing. So he's really tired when he gets home, which is sometimes difficult for us because I sit at a desk all day. So when I get home, I really like to move around and be outside, and he wants to sit in a chair inside in the air conditioning. So but we figure out how to make that work and compromise, that kind of thing. Okay, how often have you edited or deleted old blog posts? Almost never do I do that. A couple of months ago, when I realized that it had been about 5 years since I'd started my blog, I decided to go through and delete some old ones, and they weren't anything. Really, I just went through and kind of cleaned up some stuff. I'd done a review on something that wasn't around anymore, so I deleted that post because it was kind of irrelevant. I also did a picture scavenger hunt kind of thing for a while, just to kind of practice my photography, and I deleted some of those posts because they're just not very interesting. They're not really how I take pictures anymore, and so I deleted those. As far as editing posts, I really don't edit posts very much. Mostly if I find a missing link or an incorrect link, or if the picture looks wonky and I want to change it or something like that. But I really don't go back and delete or edit any old blog posts. So if you go back through my archives and find old ones, they're going to be pretty similar. They're going to be the same posts that I wrote 5 years ago. So you can kind of see how I've evolved a little bit in my photography. I said that weird. Photography. I was going to say photo taking, and anyway. But yeah, I don't go edit or delete posts really at all. So, name a habit you are most proud of. I should have thought about this. I don't know if this is a habit, more of a character trait, but I don't procrastinate, and I'm really proud of that because I get things done. And I know that can be annoying for Jordan and other people because I like to get things done like immediately, as soon as possible. And it's often not the best time, and I try to make people do things, and there's time to wait. And, you know, I'm that person who's doing their taxes on January 15th if I had all my W-2s by then. I just don't like to procrastinate on things. I like to get things done and make sure that they're done. I really don't wait till the last minute to do things, and I'm really proud of that because I feel like it's a good character trait. It can be annoying sometimes, and I can stress myself out if I don't need to a lot of times, but overall, I would much rather have that character trait than be someone who waits till the last minute and is stressed out because they haven't done things on time. So I pretty much have no patience for people who miss deadlines. At work, if people, I've given them a deadline and they say, oh, I'm so sorry, this and this, I'm like, I'm sorry, I don't care. And I'm the editor, so I can decide that, and I won't publish it if it's late. The end. I don't know. People think I'm mean, but I just don't tolerate missed deadlines, so. Okay, this last question, was kind of interesting to me, so I sort of just wanted to, I don't know, I'll just read it. Somebody said, well, let me actually find it so I can read it exactly. Okay. They said, you used to respond to almost every comment that you got, and I've noticed your responses are way, way down. What changed? And that, I wish I knew what exactly this person meant by that, because I still reply to, I would say 98% of the comments I get. So I don't know if that means, sometimes I copy paste my responses into the actual thread on the blog post. And I've kind of stopped doing that. Unless, so let me back up. So I do respond to pretty much all the comments that I get. And even if it's a no reply blogger, I try to click on their profile, go to their blog if I can, and find an email address, and then manually type in the email address to them and send them a reply. So I try to make sure everybody who leaves a comment gets some kind of reply. I sometimes don't respond if it's kind of a generic comment about just, oh, I love this, or that sounds fun. You know, what am I going to say? Thank you. Or so I kind of don't respond to those, but otherwise I reply to every comment. I used to copy paste my responses into the thread more, and I don't do that as much. I try to always do it if somebody has asked a specific question, or they've made a comment and I've replied, and I just think it's something that other people might be interested in if they're scrolling through the comments. But in general, that just takes time, and I know I could get discuss. Is that how you say it? Discuss? I don't know. I have some personal issues with that commenting system. Excuse me, just burped. I had leftover Chinese for lunch, so whew. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I have some issues. I don't know if I like the idea of a third-party commenting system. It just, sometimes it takes a long time to load if I'm trying to comment on my iPad, and I don't want that happening to other people. So I know that it could be easier to see all the comments sometimes, but I just don't, I'm not ready to switch over yet, so that's why I still have the old Blogger commenting system. And so I don't copy or paste my responses, but people are getting emails of my comments, and so I hope that I'm not overlooking anyone, and that this person just was referring to maybe the comments that I'm replying back in the comment thread, and that I'm not just not replying to comments this person is leaving on my blog. I will say something weird has been happening with Blogger comments where I'm not getting emails about them. So basically I get emails for every comment and I reply to them via email. But sometimes I scroll through my comment thread on the blog and I see comments that people have left that I never got an email about. And it doesn't happen often, but every so often I see one and I'm thinking, I never got an email about that. So I don't know if that's happening consistently to the same person or a couple of people, because that's definitely frustrating for me, because the only reason I see it is if I'm scrolling through and I'm not sure why I'm not getting emails. So anyway, I don't know if that answers your question. If you have further thoughts about this, or if you're having the same issue and you feel like I'm not replying, please let me know, because I don't want anybody to, that's something I feel really strongly about with my blogging, is that everybody feels welcome to leave comments and discuss, and that they know that I care and value your comment and the fact that you took time to read my blog and comment. And so I hope that nobody feels like I don't respond to your comments, because I definitely try, and I try to visit blogs of people who comment, and I do appreciate everyone who reads and comments, and I appreciate the question. And if I didn't answer the question, or you have a follow-up question, leave it in the Ask Anything comment box, because I will be answering more of these questions later on. So hopefully this was a good start, and thank you so much for all your questions. And that is all. So have a good day. Bye.